How's everybody doing? This is Yanko Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, and we are live. Today is Sunday, and we are live right here in Tampa, Florida. So hit that like button so we can share Ybor, we can share Tampa cigar heritage with everybody in the lifestyle of cigars. What cigar should I smoke? What cigar should I smoke? It's a common question that many people that come into the shop, they ask. They never smoke cigars. Some, they smoke cigars every day, but they're new to our brand, and they ask, what cigar should I smoke? And I do a lot of reflection in that type of question because it can have a different answer for different people. I was at a store this week and someone recognized my shirt, Tabanero Cigar shirt, and I've been in that store already 3 times buying plumbing supplies for the warehouse. And someone said, I don't do good with cigars. I try and it's a really unique, different flavor. And I said, you're right, you're totally right. Do you remember the first time you had liquor? And his face went, oh, yeah, that's true. It was a pretty unfamiliar taste to your palate the first time you had liquor. But the peer pressure, people around you celebrating, they put you into keep drinking liquor. And little by little, drinking liquor every week, every weekend, because it was a thing to do, the pastime to do, you learn to appreciate good liquor. And say, you know what, you're totally right. You're totally right. And of course, it gave me room to keep talking about cigars, and I was on my way out. So what cigar should I smoke? Please hit that like button so we can share with as many people as we can. So we can answer that question, what cigar should I smoke? So I'm going to light up a Torpedo Patriarch. Torpedo Patriarch, it's a really complex cigar. It's something distinct, something unique. So I was talking to the gentleman, and I said, well, you have to be careful because when you never have smoked cigars and you get to a group and they're smoking cigars and they offer you a cigar, most of the time, they're not going to give you the good stuff because they don't know if you're going to light up the cigar and go, I don't really like this, and you're going to put it down. So they will probably give you a pretty cheap cigar. So if your first experience is with a really cheap cigar, I don't think you will ever want to go back to the lifestyle. So be really careful with your first cigars. I see many people making the mistake of going, well, I don't really smoke cigars, I just want to try. What is the cheapest stuff that you got? That's a big mistake. Don't go with a cheap cigar if you haven't had a cigar. Try to get someone to help you out and get you in the right direction to buy a mild cigar, but with a lot of flavor. Don't make that mistake of just buying a cheap cigar or someone handing you a bundle cigar, and that will be your first experience and you will never go back. So what cigar should I smoke? If you smoke only in a special occasion, I think you deserve a really good super premium cigar because it's only going to be an hour a week, 2 hours a week that you're going to sit down to do that. You want to enjoy a really good cigar. Let's get into it. What is a really good cigar? I'm doing a torpedo, so I always wet the tip and use my personal cutter. I don't want to be putting saliva on my cigar on someone else's cutter or the retailer cutter. So have your personal cutter. On a torpedo, I do an angle cut because I want the smoke to go to my ceiling of my mouth pretty fast to start experimenting the flavor. Beautiful. And with this beautiful torpedo, well fermented tobacco, aged tobacco, we're gonna try to pair with a nice aged rum from XO Zacapas, a think it goes hand to hand. I get many times the question if I dip the cigar on the rum or the bourbon, and I go, no, no. You sip the rum, the bourbon, and then you smoke the cigars. You don't want adding flavor to a cigar that is not natural to a cigar. So you sip, and you smoke cigars. When it's your first experience, I always recommend to be drinking something, to be sipping on something, because that will help with the aftertaste the next day. If you're sipping on your favorite drink and smoking the cigar slow, it will help not to have a pretty strong aftertaste the next day. And of course, what cigar you smoke. You will have to choose a good cigar not to have that bad aftertaste the next day. And the more time you got to concentrate on the cigar, the better cigar you want to smoke. If you fishing, you hunting, or doing something else that you are concentrated on the task, yeah, you don't want to spend $30 on a cigar, $18 on a cigar, and be concentrated on something else because you're not going to be able to appreciate the cigar. So the more you design or you choose time in the day that you're just going to sit down, relax, enjoy the craftsmanship of a good cigar, stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead, you want a really good cigar. What is a good cigar? It's something that you light up and it's so well balanced that you're not creating a lot of saliva and you got to be spitting and spitting. When that happened, it means the cigar, it was too much for you. The cigar, it was or too strong or tobacco wasn't fermented enough. So that's what I'm saying, that even if it's a mild cigar, try to look for something that is at least $12, $14, $11, $12, $14, even if it's a mild cigar. You start with a small cigar, a Robusto, something refined, something that is well fermented. And you're not going to get that on a $7 cigar. You're not going to get that on a $5 cigar. Believe me, you're not going to get it. There's no way you take the time to ferment good tobacco and you're going to sell a cigar for $5, $6. No way. The customer just said that he smokes 2 or 3 a year. So he must spend money on good cigars. Let me ask you something. When you started drinking, do you drink the cheap stuff during the week, once or twice a week, and then drink the good stuff on Sunday or Saturday? No. You said, if I only drink once a week or twice a month, I better be drinking something good. It's the same thing with cigars. You know, if you don't smoke daily, when you spend that time smoking a cigar, it has to be a really good cigar. And don't blind yourself. With the inflation that we have, the inflection that we have right now in the economy, you're not going to touch a really good cigar for at least $12. Believe me. I'm in the industry. I manufacture cigars. I manufacture cigars in Ybor City, and I'm also part of manufacturing cigars in Nicaragua. I try to spend in Nicaragua sometime, at least 3 times a year. Next year is going to be a lot longer because we're starting a box shop in Nicaragua, and I want to be close to the production. So don't blind yourself. You want to enjoy a good cigar, and even if it's your first cigars, try a lighter wrapper, something mild, but at least $12 cigars. You're not going to regret it. You're not going to regret it. This is a medium to full. This is a Torpedo Patriarch. It's really complex. It has a sun-grown Ecuadorian wrapper. It has a San Andres binder. So there's some unique flavors in there that is hard for you to recognize because they're not to the eye. Usually when you experiment San Andres, you can see the San Andres, but in here it's hiding. It has some nice Condega, Umetepe, Jalapa, and some rare tobacco that we can disclose. So it has a unique flavor. It has something that you don't experience on regular cigars. So what is a cigar? What cigar should I smoke? Another mistakes that I've seen a lot is the wrong cigar in the wrong time of the day. I tell people mention, well, I only smoke Maduros. I only smoke Maduros. I totally understand that you only smoke Maduros, but a Maduro cigar is not going to taste the same in the morning when you're having your coffee that at nighttime after dinner, after you already spoke 6,000 words. Usually men's, we spoke 6,000 words. Women's do 25,000 words a day. So that's why when we get home and a woman said, how was your day? How was your day? We already tired. We don't really want to share what was our day. But the woman still have another 5,000 words to say. So a cigar after 6,000 words with your bourbon, your whiskey, it's not going to taste the same at 9 a.m. with your coffee. I tell people, allow your palate to open up in the morning. You want to do a lighter cigar. You want to do a more mild cigar in the morning, even if you're a full body guy or a dark wrapper guy. I think you should allow your palate to open up on the first cigar of the day so you'll be able to enjoy the rest of the day. And I have bumped into people that after they experience it, they get back to me and they say, Yanko, you're totally right. You're totally right. Even if I smoke Maduros or full body cigars, it's better if I'm going to smoke in the morning to start with something lighter. So I said, well, it's common sense. You don't have for breakfast steaks and mashed potatoes. You don't have for breakfast, average people. You don't have for breakfast rice and beans and shredded beef. You have for breakfast bread and butter, your café con leche, your fried eggs, a little bit of bacon. It's the same thing with cigars. You got your morning cigars, your lunch cigar, and your dinner cigars. Believe me, you should experience to see how your cigar experience will change. Now, if you are one of those hardcore guys that you have breakfast with whiskey, so be it. Have your Maduro cigars right in the morning. I'm not that type of guy. And when you hear the term blue smoke, as you can see, the smoke that is coming out of my mouth is a white smoke, and the one coming out of the cigar is blue. That blue smoke means well fermented premium tobacco. Well fermented premium tobacco. You only get that from really, really good cigars. And you can see, I can see here just blue smoke coming out. I think Raymond and I, we did an extremely good blending when it comes to the Patriarca. Patriarca is a cigar that is for special occasions. If you're that successful individual that has achieved that every day for you is in a special occasion, I encourage you to smoke Patriarcas. Patriarcas is well blended, well designed, well aged, so it's ready for you to smoke. It's a cigar that I understand it's not for everybody, and we okay with that. We don't want to rush to sell those cigars. I do it, I don't know, once a month, twice a month, because it's a cigar that you really have to stop time and enjoy the cigar. And the beauty about making something extraordinary, something good, is that you're not really working for anybody to see your work. The work that makes you grow professionally is the work that you're doing when no one is watching. When no one is watching, that's the work that makes you grow. And that's what we've been doing in here since day one, making cigars. Making cigars for us to see how they taste, to see what we believe about the blend, and later on, it will put on your hands. It hasn't been from the beginning thinking of what you're going to think about the brand. It's been working working in the dark, working hiding on 120 square feet when we started on Fifth Avenue, working when nobody's watching, creating amazing cigars, and that is truly the work that makes you grow. I'm always trying to motivate, inspire the new generation, and I'm always sharing with them that things doesn't happen over a month. Right now, we start something and we want in a month, 90 days, to people start recognizing what we're doing. And it's been 10 years for me in this industry, and I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the comments, the reviews that we get. I can't ask for more. But again, it didn't happen in a month. It didn't happen in 6 months. It didn't happen in a year. It takes many years being consistent. And the only way for you to be consistent is to allow yourself to fall in love with the process. How can you allow yourself to fall in love with the process? Through knowledge. Keep learning and learning as much as you can to get really good at what you do. Really good. And that's how you fall in love with the process. When you tap yourself in the back and you go, man, I did a pretty good cigar here. I did a nice design on my boxes, a nice label. So that happens through years. I've been talking to Eddie in Texas, a friend of the industry, that he started his brand, and he showed me his designs on cigar labels, and I was impressed. I said, man, that's your first cigar label you designed, and it's looking, I like it. It's looking beautiful. I had her to kiss like, I don't know, like 5 frogs to find my princess. I had her to do labels with 5 different people and spend money to finally get to the right design. So it's a lot of many different details that you got to be paying attention to acquire a premium cigar.